have to sort this out on my own. Without the council. And without you.
Hello everyone! Today we're in a separate room than my office. We're actually at my bookshelves. As you can see, these are very empty, even on the top shelves up here. They're very empty. All last year, I read every single Bridgerton book, including Queen Charlotte and, The Happily Ever After, the Violet storyline. And I really enjoyed those books. However, I went through a bit of a slump. All of December, I was going through a bit of a personal rough patch. I quit my job. My cat passed away. And it's still a little hard to talk about, but I took a break from school, and then my boyfriend was in the hospital, so a lot happened. I'm gonna get through this. So that's where I've been. I totally had so much planned for the Christmas season, but life happens, and it just didn't work out. So we're in the new year. If you watched my previous video, that was on Halloween. And I lost the footage amongst moving. Also, I moved. Like, it was just a whole lot going on. Between all of that stuff, I still had time to edit a video and post that for you guys. It was just 2 months late. So, I hope you enjoyed that if you watched it. But we're starting the new year off a little bit late because everything was happening at the beginning of January. So, as I was saying, all last year, I read the entire Bridgerton series, plus Queen Charlotte and Happily Ever After, Violet's story with all the epilogues. And I absolutely loved it. And, sir, please stop. And, sir. And the books, like The Viscount Who Loved Me, made me fall in love with reading again. Like, I hadn't read a book since I think The Fault in Our Stars in 2015, like maybe 2013 actually, whenever the big hype of the big movie that came out, and John Green was like, had books releasing here and there. Like, I read the John Green books, and I read the Cassandra Clare books, City of Bones, they're up there that you can't see, they have like collector's editions up there, and the Twilight books. Like, that's all I read in high school, and honestly, I haven't read a lot since. I read some Star Wars books a little bit here and there last year as well, and I really enjoyed those. I wanted to start off my year reading more books because The Viscount Who Loved Me really helped me fall in love with reading again, and I actually enjoyed it. And I'm trying to be less on screen time when I'm not at school, because I am still in school. I picked it back up again after Christmas break, and I am going. And I'm listening to audiobooks while I'm there too, as well as my physical copy of the book when I'm on my breaks. And I just wanted to read more this year, and I feel like I started off pretty good. So, for the month of January, I read a total of 4 books. This Winter by Alice Oseman. This is a novella of the Heartstopper series, and this is from the point of view of the sister, Tori Spring, and we also get a little bit of Oliver Spring, the little brother, who we don't see in the Netflix series, at the end there. And this is so good. This is so good. I love Tori. She's so sarcastic, and it's just so good. And I suggest you read this book with the last book, and then this one, the Heartstopper Nick and Charlie novella. This actually just had its 10th anniversary, and I need to get my hands on that, because I collect editions of books of my favorite series as well. So I suggest reading these 2 at the same time, as well as the last one. Also, tomorrow's the 1st, which means that Alice Oseman on Tumblr is releasing another chapter or another snippet, the newest and the last book in the Heartstopper series. I've also been reading those. I completely forgot to count that. So I read a total of 5 books. Well, 4.5, because I'm not sure when that one's going to end. And I'm really enjoying that one so far. Okay, the next book that I read was this one. This is another LGBT love romance. This is called When Haru Was Here by Destin Thau. This is really good. This follows a boy named Eric, and it tells on his life with his friend Daniel. They go to Japan. He meets a boy there named Haru, or so we think. There's a death in this book. It's pretty sad. And then we get Eric wondering if the boy he met in Japan is actually real or if it's just a figment of his imagination. So this is very interesting, and it turns into a romance, and it moves kind of slow in the beginning, but then it picks up, and then it's like kind of not suspenseful, but like it's very thrilling because you want to know what happens next. And it's very interesting, and I gave this one a 4 out of 5 on Goodreads. Yeah, this is really good, and he came out with some other books in this. I don't know if it's a series or if it's just like a series of his books, but I'm really interested in reading more of these. I enjoyed this a lot. The next one on my list is Just Like Heaven or This Is Heaven. I'm not 100% sure because I'm gonna be honest. I think this is the first Bridgerton book that I just didn't really enjoy. I gave it a 3 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. It's the first book in the Smythe Smith Bridgerton series, and I'm sorry, Honoria, I just couldn't connect with her. Like, I connect very well with certain characters in books, but Honoria, I don't know, she was just giving like Cressida, like pick me, but like I've been doing this forever. I just need someone at this point. And I don't know. I just didn't connect with her. It was just very slow. And I'm like, can we get to the point? Although it did have a bit of like the trope where it's like, I'm sick, take care of me. Kind of like in Benedict's book, where Sophie's taking care of Benedict for a good portion of the book. That's a good book. Read that book. Also written by Julia Quinn. But yeah, it didn't move fast for me. I enjoyed Marcus. I liked him a lot. But yeah, it didn't sit with me. It was good. Would I read it again? Probably not. I just needed to get through this so I could read them all. The last book that I read for the month of January is this one, Because of Miss Bridgerton, and I actually really like this. This got a 4 out of 5 for me. The spiciness level in the Bridgerton books is very prominent. However, this one didn't have a ton. Toward the very end, it did. Was it spicy? Not that much. But the storyline was really good. I liked the whole thing with the cat in the beginning. I feel like that took too long. However, main characters, Sibylla, Billy, and George, you think it's going to be a love triangle between Andrew and George, the two brothers, and Billy, but it's not. It leans more towards George, and she starts to realize that she has feelings for him, he has feelings for her, and then they're just like, they're at each other, like Kate and Antony, but just not as, like, the tension's not there. It builds at the very end, and it was really, really good. And then the little sister, Georgina, gives Hyacinth vibes, and I love that. So, we love this book. This was a 4.5 out of 5 on Goodreads. Okay, the next 2 books are actually the 2 books that I've decided I'm going to read for the month of February. These are bigger books, so I don't think I'm going to be able to finish them both. Hopefully we will. The first book is going to be this one, Light of the Jedi. I'm very excited to read this. I've been in my feels, like I've been saying. And I just needed that Star Wars light. I just needed some light in my life. And I think Star Wars is the way to go. It's always been the love of my life, and I just need some positivity right now. So, this was recommended to me by Magic with Meg. She's here on YouTube, and if you haven't checked her out, check her out. She's an entire video of this series in chronological order, and if anybody can get me to read a Star Wars book that has nothing to do with Anakin or Ahsoka, it's Meg. So I'm excited to read this. I haven't watched or read anything on the High Republic era ever, unless you count the Acolyte, which I didn't finish. I know I didn't finish it. I'm going to. And I'm sad that I didn't get another season. But yeah, I'm very excited to read this. And then the tagline on the back is, for over 1,000 generations, the Jedi Knights were the guardians of peace and justice. I'm so excited to read this, and thank you, Meg, for the recommendation. Okay, and then the last book that I'm going to be talking about is this one, Fourth Wing. I'm very behind on this whole bandwagon. I haven't read really any fantasy books. This is a romantasy. So I've read Harry Potter, City of Bones, Lord of the Rings I tried to read. And that's all I've done on fantasy. Romantic books, I read a lot of. So I enjoyed City of Bones. I enjoy Harry Potter. So I feel like this is going to be interesting. This was described to me as like Lord of the Rings meets Game of Thrones meets magic, so with some romance. So I'm excited to read this, and I'm actually in a book club with my best friend and my sister, and we're all reading it right now at the same time, and we haven't started yet, but I'm very excited to read this for the month of February. And I know the whole craze for Onyx Storm is going on right now, so I wanted to be a part of it, and I'm all for a good book. And this, I feel like, is going to be really good. The tagline in the back is, "A dragon without its rider is a tragedy, and a rider without their dragon is dead." So this is going to be very interesting. I can't wait to start these books. I'll probably start them right after this video, and I'll let you guys know what I think. Maybe we should make this a series. Every month I do a video at the end of the month what books I read, and then what I'm reading for the next month. Leave your comments down below. I'd love to know the suggestions of the books that you guys are reading. If you want me to read anything. I love romance. I love anything that has to do with like Heartstopper or magic, Star Wars, fantasy, romantasy. I want to get into like the dark academia, but not like too dark. So if you have any suggestions, let me know down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. I promise I'm going to do better on this channel. I know I only have a couple hundred of you guys, but I really appreciate you guys for sticking around and watching my videos. It means a lot. Yeah, I'll see you guys next time, and thanks for watching. Bye, everyone.